Okay, so as they're making an attempt to upset me and get me unlawfully arrested and removed away, possibly killed or removed away to some psych ward, and still all my evidence against the police, brutalizing me all these years. When Eric Garner was trying to help me with my court papers against the police brutality I suffered, I recorded Eric Garner promising to help me, and within days they went and choked him dead on Staten Island. And the Nigerian church, synagogue church me and my mother used to go to, they bombed that church also. A Russian military place, it is what American plane, an American military plane go to Nigeria in 2014 after Eric Garner was killed here in New York City, and they went and blew up the church. The church late pastor TB Joshua said is church surveillance camera saw that a plane hovering on top of his church for a long time, and the church came crushing down, killing many white South Africans visiting the church at that time. But the white Americans were spared. They were staying in another part of the church. That part of the church didn't get bumped down. Only the part where Africans were, they got crushed down. So now, I've been trying to upload videos to my cloud storage. The Google Drive blocked me anytime I try to make payments. It said payment declined. So I switched over to the OneDrive, Microsoft OneDrive, and I've been noticing it's been so slow. It's been so slow. It's taking forever, for days now. See, this things I've been waiting in line. When they attacked me in the train station, threw me out. And anytime something bad happens to a Black American, they will attack me. So as they said, the news, it was reported a Black American had a gun on himself, was carrying a gun in his pocket, in his pants, and the police arrested him on the train. So soon after that report came out, the police also threw me out of the train. So anytime there's a bad thing that happens to Black American, including when my friend Arugana was killed, I was getting punched, getting beat up, I had to go to the hospital, and hospital told me to lie. I called myself crazy to get money. And then a few years later, after they told me to lie, I never followed on their scheme. The police arrested me in 2019 and went and dumped me in the psych ward. So as soon as I ran that up, the Regona's case was still going on. They were doing a proceedings in court because they couldn't convict him criminally. The court case, they threw out the court case against them because the prosecutor didn't let me testify. Even though I recorded a Regona promising to help me, and the police went and killed him days later. At the same spot where I recorded him promising to help me and be a witness for my case, because he was also expressing police brutality on Staten Island. And when the police came and removed me from my home unlawfully and sexually harassed me, so he was very interested in the case. I was even telling passers-by he knew about my case. I think somebody went and snitched on him. Also, I was under FBI surveillance. So the FBI was listening in as he was promising to help me with my court case. And he was standing on Victor Boulevard and Bay Street, and I went and choked him dead. So, so I've been trying to upload videos and it's going so slow. So, and my other phone also, I'm trying to upload videos to my, that is, it's not, for days now, it's been going so slow. And a couple of days ago, they threw me out of the train station, said luggages are not allowed in America because I had luggage, but they let the whites come with luggage. And I was actually sitting close to the Atlantic Avenue Barclays basketball stadium for the Nets NBA team. And some Black American kids and some Spanish kids were surrounding me. I was acting very violent, started punching people. Some of them had cane, like they were about to link me, so I ran away because sometimes they punched me. Yeah, and I got on the train, and a black Spanish NYPD officer threw me out of the train. So so I have all those videos. I'm trying to upload, and up till today, up till yesterday, all the videos I recorded. I was uploading very slowly. For days, I wouldn't upload at all. Just say wait, wait, wait. I have two phones. I have all evidence. So they're making attempts to even arrest me. Having Black American gangs steal from me. I went to the McDonald's. I put a water bottle, a water gallon in my bag. This Black American female was sitting there. I don't know if she's American or not. But where I normally put my bag, She put her own bag there. I had a, a school bag in a cart. She put her cart there saying Jordan. And I went to use the bathroom. When I came back, I noticed my water gallon had disappeared. I had to go get a new water. So they're robbing me, stealing all my most important stuff. My clean clothing. When I called the police, they wouldn't help me. They would take hours to arrive, and they would tell me, or they would just write a. They would tell me I have to get a ID to get a police report. And I told them when the police arrested me in 2019, they stole my green card. My mother's daughters killed my mother. The U.S. immigration issued me two green cards mistakenly in 2008. So when my mother's daughters, Belani and Flora, feigned mental illness when my mother killed her in 2015, even though my mother was telling me Abdus was about to kill her for insurance fraud, I recorded my mother. My mother tried to make police report. They wouldn't help. The police wouldn't help her. So Abdus, my mother suspected was poisoning her food also. Because anytime they give her food, especially Bolanle, she would start having symptoms of a heart attack. So she ended up in the hospital with a heart attack symptoms. As she was trying to get better, the Doris came to the hospital for all the way from Pennsylvania where they live. Because my mother used to stay with them in Pennsylvania because the police rented us homeless in New York. And they came to the hospital and I saw my mother was trying to get better. She didn't die. So they decided to provoke her to die. They told the hospital to lock her up in the psych ward. You know, because I had put in my court papers that when the police came into our home to throw us out of the basement apartment, my mother was suffering symptoms of a heart attack. Where the police said they were going to arrest us if we don't leave immediately, or either dump us in the psych ward for refusing their order to leave, or go dump us in prison. So my mother became very frightened. She was almost having a symptoms of a heart attack. So I said, the threatened forced arrest caused my mother to panic. I almost have a heart attack. So our daughters, when they came to the hospital and so she was starting to get better, or the day she was about to be discharged, they told the hospital to lock her up in the psych ward. And I said this called my mother provoked, because even though my mother passed the mental health test, the hospital, obliged her daughters as a courtesy to lock my mother up in the psych ward. And my mother said got angry and they said she died while they were using force to put her in the psych ward. And they refused to prosecute her daughters. So to get at me for suing the NYPD, my friend Arugana was going to be my witness was killed. They're killing witnesses, like my friend Arugana. They went and bombed the Nigerian church where my mother used to worship at in Nigeria. All in 2014, after Arugana said it was going to help me with my court papers, all the lawyers in America wouldn't help me. So now the Google Drive has blocked me. Any payment card I get, like prepaid, I used to make payment to my Google Drive storage with my Visa, Mastercard, gift cards I buy. They say they would decline it. They tell me it's no good. Even though the prepaid card has money in it. And then I switch over to Google OneDrive by Microsoft because they're offering a free trial 1 trillion gigabytes for 1 month only free trial for new customers. And it's like it was so hard for me to sign up. It was blocking. Even now when I sign up, it's not uploading my video. It's been for days now. It's been stalling my. It's like it's trying to stall me, waste my time till I get arrested, put in cycle, and they always steal all my phone. The last time I got arrested, the police put their nail on my neck, stole all my phones, stole my green card. I went and dumped in the cycle. I called the Nigerian embassy and everything. So this is Guantanamo Bay torture. They brought into the streets. They're having street gangs attack me as a human rights activist. And the social media is also following up, like Google and Microsoft, not helping me upload my video. So they said, if they steal your phone, they can delete all your videos, and it will look like you have no evidence. You're just making up stuff. You're crazy. So this is brutality. And he said they love the prisoners they put into the foreigners they put into the Guantanamo Bay prison on 9/11. A lot of them ran mad. So this is what is going on. So please, world, I'm in danger of being falsely arrested. My friend Ghana has been killed. So please, world, please help me check up this case. In case I'm arrested and put me in the psych ward, please do an abuse corpses petition. That is to petition to against an illegal detention. So they're trying to run me mad. And they allow me killers to walk free, like my mother's daughters that killed my mother. Because my mother was also interested in getting justice against the police department. She called them a terrorist organization. And one of the police commissioners said, some people live in a basement apartment with a loser child. And soon after that, Uganda was killed. He was trying to help me. So, so they're making it hard for me to upload videos. So please, world, follow up this case. This is um this is what you call despotism, authoritarianism. This doesn't look like a democracy at all. So please help me inform everybody. And they say they're killing a number of blacks with false arrest. And also, there's a drug. They killed a black American male in Denver, Colorado. He was coming home from work. He sounded like he might be gay. I'm also a Nigerian transsexual. And was coming home from work in 2019. And somebody called the police on him that he was wearing a jacket, and the police came. I always wear a jacket also because I save all my phones in my jacket pocket because they have a lot of pickpockets here in New York. And if you don't save your phone in your jacket pocket, they can steal it. And I have the point evidence on my phone. So I keep a lot of my phones in my jacket pocket. So I wear jacket from January to December, you know, because I don't have any storage space. And they steal my luggages and stuff. So I put my phone in my jacket pocket. So say a black American was wearing a jacket, he had anemia, so he was wearing a jacket in November, but it was a sunny day in November. So the police in Denver, Colorado, arrested him to put him in the psych ward. And they called a paramedic to inject him with ketamine. They said this caused him to have a heart attack immediately, and the police was also choking him. So he died. And the authorities in Denver, Colorado wasn't going to prosecute the police. They said it was an accidental killing. But I was telling people here in New York to call the authorities in Denver. I said my mother was killed in a similar way at Doris Fair Mental Dishonor. They said this black American guy wasn't crazy. It was just they arrested him in Denver because he was wearing a jacket and he sounded gay. So they were going to put him in psych ward because the American Psychiatric Association for a long time, till 2000, said being gay or being transsexual is a mental illness. But since 2000, they changed their evaluation procedure and apologized to the gay community that they were wrong for deeming gays and gender non-conforming people as crazy. They said, it occurs naturally in nature also where people are born into the wrong gender or feel they're born into the wrong gender. So, but now this police department has been very brutal to gays and blacks, and now they want to continue, you know, forcing the hospitals to declare, people that appear gay as crazy. So they always threaten me with psych lockup. So I always record all the attempt to lock me up in the psych ward as a Nigerian transsexual. My mother was killed. So now the Google Drive and the Microsoft OneDrive is slowly, as you can see, have been talking now for like many minutes, and it's still not uploading. It used to upload very fast. So whatever, and a lot of people are complaining that the social media companies in America are blocking. A lot of them are blocking human rights activists from posting views. They said the U.S. government is telling them to be blocking people. That some of the views being expressed is very dangerous to Americans' security. So back to the case in Denver, Colorado. This gay sounding male, his name is Elijah McClain. Yeah, Elijah McClain. I don't know how to pronounce his name very well. I'm a Nigerian, so I apologize. I believe that's his name. He was coming home from work wearing a jacket on a sunny day in November, in the winter day, or the winter, but it was sunny day. So the police arrested him. This is somebody called in to say it looks like he might be crazy because wearing a jacket on a sunny day in November. And this guy, Elijah McClain, again, told them he wasn't crazy. It's just it happens to have. He told them he had anemia, and the police knocked him down and told the paramedic to inject him with a psychiatric drug, which normally causes heart attack, called ketamine. The drug is called ketamine. A Canadian actor, Matthew Perry, was given that drug. Also, he died of a heart attack in his Los Angeles mansion. They're still trying to arrest the person that gave him the drug. You know, and now this police department in New York City has been trying to arrest me after they arrested me in 2019, choked me. I have the video on Twitter and put me back in the psych ward. And they're letting killers like my mother's daughters, Balani and Flora, roam free. They are regarding killers roaming free. So they believe they can use authoritarianism to silence people seeking justice. So the attack on Black Lives has resumed again. They said in Illinois, a woman was killed by the police. She actually happens to have mental illness, and they said they exaggerated the threats. She was, the threat she was, exaggerated the threat from her and shoot her in the face. Also, they've been hiring some Nigerians and Africans to be following me around. Some of them will say, your mother. to get me angry, so the police can be called and say I'm just fighting everybody. And I went to the IRS also is holding me my stimulus check for the past 4 years. I've been trying to get my stimulus check, like $3,000, and they wouldn't give it to me. So I was trying to apply online. They said I have to mail it in and download the paperwork I mailed in. That they're not allowing you to file it online, but they allow you to file for your every other thing online, the tax refund. So, but the tax preparers wouldn't let me file it. They'll be, they'll be wasting my time, because my green card was stolen by the police when they arrested me in 2019, and my spare green card that my mother had was holding for me because the immigration mistakenly issued me two green cards in 2008. My mother was holding one for me, I was holding one for myself. In 2019, the police arrested me, stole that green card. Then my mother's daughter stole the spare one my mother had was holding for me when they killed my mother in 2015. So now I don't have any ID, so the tax preparers don't want to help me, And I know one guy that used to, when, before I had my green card, I've always known him. So I went to his office and he told me to get out of his office. He doesn't want to deal with poor people like me anymore. It was an African. And soon afterwards, some African mobs surrounded me. And it was only letting other people in. I was a Muslim guy. I was almost beat up. He told me to go to another store. I went to another store. The other one, that one was an Arab. He told me to get out of the store. You know, and they were just making up excuses, but letting other people in. They said they don't want to deal with me because they told me it was a prayer time. I was like, but you're still letting people into your store. Then they told me he only has one computer, like the Arab guy. I'm like, I see so many computers and none of it is working. I was like, I'll wait. It's like, no, don't wait, you leave. So they are creating a mob of Arabs and Africans. As I'm trying to do my tax return, the IRS is not allowing me to get my stimulus. It says you have to file your tax return for 2020 and 2021. Because anytime I get money in bulk like that, I go rent a place and stay out of the street. So they leave me out on the street so the police I can be easy to access. There's hardly any transaction in New York City on the street because they know transaction get beat up all the time, get killed in America. So but me, my mother that used to help me with my housing, she's killed by her daughters, Belani and Flora. So I don't have any social support network. I also reached out to Eric Adam. He's a former police officer, and he said he's willing to help anybody that needs help dealing with New York City administration. Because me and my mother were removed from a basement apartment in 2010. And the Legal Aid Society has sued this New York City that anytime somebody is removed from a basement apartment, New York City has to put them in a hotel room and give them money to rent a new place and give them Section 8. So me and my mother applied for a hotel room, they never give it to us. For 14 years, I'm still waiting. So Eric Adam, I see, has been helping Black Americans that are vacated. He will put them in a hotel room, give them money. So I've been reaching out to him, explain to him I'm a Nigerian, vacated, and he won't get back to me. So I think this Eric Adam is part of the police mafia. He used to be a police officer also, blocking me from getting anything done. And I think they also told the IRS to block me from getting my tax refund. They're telling tax preparers to not help me prepare my tax refund, to keep me on the street so it'll be easier to access and kill. And they told me at a train station, they have a Black American gang punching me. So this place not safe to host the World Cup. Their social media is blocking me. A lot of the social media from uploading videos, for saving video to my storage. So it's like a massacre. And then some Nigerians are following me around, and and some of them taunt me, harass me. So between their federal rallies and and New York City police, they want to lynch me as an African. On July 3rd, I was sitting down in Brooklyn. Some Black Americans came to punch me around 10 p.m., 2 hours before American Independence Day. As I'm telling FIFA not to allow New York host the World Cup, that it's not safe. My mother was killed here. Diallo was killed here. So they responded with violence. And anytime there's violence associated with soccer, FIFA will always ban that country from hosting any World Cup matches in England. Whenever they beat up their European neighbors while playing qualifying matches for the World Cup, FIFA always ban English stadium. England has to go play in another country. So why are they making an exception for America? Well, they don't even let me use the public bathrooms in the train station anywhere. They'll be calling the police on me. So even one of my YouTube videos, I was complaining that you police, you always bother me. Even when I want to use the public bathroom, at the Standard Ferry, you come and drive me out. When I'm on the train, you drive me. I say luggage is not allowed in America. That was the last thing they told me. That was the last impression they gave me. They said they were kicking me out for having luggages in a train. And they were letting the Black Americans remain on the train. Homeless. So please, as you can see as I'm talking, the Google Drive is still not uploaded. And you can see in the screen that my internet is on, the Wi-Fi signal is on. And this is the OneDrive, Microsoft OneDrive. It never used to take this long, but I have so many videos lately of Black Americans punching around me. They were sending some Hispanic kids. They all had cane in their hand, and they came towards me around 1 a.m. Hispanic kids, like 5-year-old, 6-year-old. As I was trying to sleep in front of the net at the park, close to the Barclays Atlantic Stadium. They call it the Barclays Center Stadium for the Brooklyn Nets. And it's like a racist move. Some kids, like 5-year-old, 6-year-old, they had cane in their hand and they were using the cane to threaten me and they came to hit my bag. So I told the kids to please don't bother me. And the parent left them at 1 a.m. to be taunting me. There's some Black American kids, older. They started punching people around me. I ran away. You know, because I was attacking that area also near the Barclays Stadium. I was talking on the phone using the Link server phone. I was talking, and some Black American female came to start kicking me. They were using their leg to kick me, kick me, kick me. So I ran across the street, and they chased after me. Cars almost hit me. Cars almost hit them. They were like teenagers, high school students. So my mother said her daughter was part of a gang, Bolanle. I said she likes to kick people also. So I ran into a store. This was 2021, close to December. Ricardo might have just won the mayorship, and it was saying as soon as they get inaugurated in 2022 January, it's going to tell the police to move all the homeless out of the street into the psych ward. You know, so so Black Americans were attacking me as an African. So a group of Black American teenage females came and was kicking me, and so I ran across to the chase after me. Cars almost hit them also, and they went and get a metal pipe. They were about to lynch me. So this white guy protected me, told me to hide in the store. He called 911. They damaged the store also. So he called 911. The police arrived, and he showed the police they damaged the store. I said I want a police report, and the police started blinking at his eyes at them, at their eyes at him, that they don't want to give a police report. They should, and we don't want to cover this up. So the Black Americans, they had the metal pipe in their hand. So I was recording the police, and I was saying, please look, they're holding the metal pipe. This was the metal pipe they were going to hit me with. They were about to lynch me as an African. Say because Eric Adam promised that as soon as he become mayor, he's going to move all the homeless out of the street, put them in psych ward. And I think that was his code to kill me. Because that's how my mother's daughter killed her. My mother said they were poisoning her and she had a heart attack, went to the hospital, and she was recovering in the hospital, and they came all the way from Pennsylvania to the hospital to lock up in the psych ward. Because I put in the court papers I filed against the police that when the police tried to lock my mother up in the psych ward for not complying with their order to vacate our apartment without a court order, they threatened us with a psych lockup, and my mother began having heart attack symptoms. So I said, she has high blood pressure, and they almost killed her that day. So my mother's daughters were reading the court papers online in Pennsylvania. They were very jealous that me and her could win money. She says they were very jealous, and she said, so that was why they were trying to kill my mother, because if your parents is killed, any money that was supposed to go to your parents will come to you as an inheritance money. So I was recording my mother telling me all this stuff, very close to the time she got killed, and I had the recording. I reached out to New York law enforcement. They wouldn't help me. I reached out to lawyers here in New York. They wouldn't help me. Even for my friend, I had the recording. He also promised to help me, and the police went and killed him days later. So now it's on. The the Microsoft is not letting me upload nothing. It doesn't take this long to upload one video. I've been waiting hours to upload one video since 3 a.m. To 3 a.m. It's now 4:12. It's so interesting. The area code in Pennsylvania is 412. Where my mother's daughters, So something is going on. The law enforcement are killing the blacks, and they want to do it over and over again. So please, don't just sit on your hands and watch this. So please, I'm going to upload this video on YouTube. YouTube sometimes block me also. This is weird. 2 hours to upload one video. I have a lot of videos that could indict this police, and they're hiring Africans to mob me. Nigerians also follow me around. So they need to arrest all of them for endangering my life. I'm getting robbed by Black American street gangs. I'm getting punched in the head. So they want to make it a gay lynching. They also have some Black Americans. I'm in Manhattan right now near the Washington Market Park. These Black Americans will hold a stick in their hand. They work for the park. They will hold a stick in their hand when I'm trying to use the bathroom. I'm like, why are they doing this? They'll call the police on me. Anytime I try to use the bathroom, they'll call the police on me. And, Washington Market Park, It's mainly whites that go there, and they told me they just don't want me in the park. So they're hiring black Americans to attack me. They said Eric Garner also used to work in the parks department. So they just, they're telling everybody, so this is like they're getting people to hate me that Eric Garner was trying to help me when he got killed, you know. So the parks department will always call the police on me also. If they don't let me use the bathroom, so they treat me like an African animal. And there's an African mob that wanted to lynch me for trying to file my tax return. So this is terror. America is opening its door to terror, and this is a threat to world safety if I don't bring the work up here. So they plan to arrest me. They say this is how they always kill people. They said a British king started this practice. His wife cheated on him. His wife's name is Flora. So he told them to lock her up in the psych ward. And for the rest of her life, she was in the psych ward, and they used to torture her with electricity to her brain. Lobotomy, I think that's what it's called. So it's called gaslighting. So they said that practice was imported here. It was a big Hollywood movie, Gaslight. That if you don't like somebody, just make the person live with them. Crazy. So my mother daughters use that method on my mother. So my mother would say they would always question my mother's sanity. So they told the hospital to lock her up because they speak with an American English. They were born in New York City, but they moved to Pennsylvania at young age. You know, my mother had them live with a family in Pennsylvania. So they've been based in Pennsylvania at a young age. You know, because when my mother went to Nigeria, she she sent them to a family to. They said they didn't want to live in Nigeria with my mother. At a young age, so my mother was really surprised. Why would So she sent them to live with a white family in Pennsylvania. They've always been out of control, and they beat up the white family as soon as they got back to America. So they had to put them in foster care in Pennsylvania. So they grew up since teenage years in foster care. They're very violent, and So my mother said they're part of a gang, and recently a black American basketball player, Damon Lillard, has been taunting me also. I don't know whether it's homophobic or not. It's been taunting using the word thunder legs. As soon as I got kicked by some black American females near the Barclays Atlantic Avenue, Brooklyn Stadium, some black American teenagers, female, high school, started kicking him in the leg. And then soon after that, this Damon Lillard, I used to follow his account. I used to hide under Thunder VPN to follow his account on social media. And I was noticing somebody was stalking me, and it felt like somebody was hacking into my phone, because some of the videos when I record them, it would disappear from my phone. So I subscribed to VPN, Thunder VPN, because I was reading online that hackers, if you're using public Wi-Fi, it's not safe. You have to have a VPN, because hackers can hack into your phone and steal your videos or your documents. So I thought I would be safe using Thunder VPN. So, but I got jumped while using that Thunder VPN. So black Americans surrounded me, female were kicking me, and they went and got a metal pipe. They were about to lynch me as an African. So this basketball player started making. A person was making fun of that, saying thunder legs. It was congratulating a basketball player, female. I don't know if she's black or not, and was referring to her as thunder leg. I'm like, nobody uses that kind of English anywhere in the world. I'm like, where does it make up this term from? I said I was hiding on the Thunder VPN when some black American females started kicking me. So and recently also some blacks riding exotic luxury cars try to hit me with their car. So I don't know, if my mother's daughter is part of this elite black American gang, and they plan to kill me for insurance fraud and give the money to the gang. Because my mother said her daughters are into insurance fraud scheme. They were talking to somebody that was into that also. So my mother was very afraid for her life. And that they were talking to people in Nigeria on the phone that wanted to kill me and my mother. Me and my mother, I applied for asylum in 2000. Me and my mother testified in the immigration court in 2000. So if anything happens to me, please refer to my immigration court document asylum. Hear me when me and my mother testified our life was threatened. As a matter of fact, one of the people who used to live with her in New York and used the door to hit her hand here in New York, and the New York police had to arrest, get the person out of the apartment in New York. So when they went back to Nigeria, this person continued to beat her up in Nigeria. He was my father, but I always refer him in the third person. So because my mother won money, lost money in the 1980s, so he was also trying to kill my mother to get the money. He would choke my mother. I gave all the evidence to the immigration. So it's now my father is now dead. It's late, but his family also, I don't trust them, so I don't contact them for help. My mother's family also, they didn't help me. My mother were homeless here in New York. My mother reached out to them, they didn't help her. So my mother told me if anything should happen to her, if I drugs should kill her, that I should keep asking strangers for help, that I shouldn't contact any family member. You know, it's called, my mother has families in England and everywhere in the world. My father has a family in England everywhere. So I don't contact nobody for help. Even when my mother died, nobody reached out to me to see how I was faring. I even reached out to my mother's daughter in Nigeria, and she wasn't interested. Her name is Funke. I told her, I believe my mother was killed purposefully, and she wasn't interested in getting justice. So my mother always had a problem with that daughter because that daughter was born to another father. So my mother didn't even file a green card for her. My mother said, that daughter did some evil things to my mother. My mother had to call the police to arrest that daughter. I don't want to repeat what that daughter did. It was threatening the life of me and some of my mother's children. So my mother called the police to arrest that daughter, and she comes from a rich family. So the rich family took her from the when she got released from the prison, police jail. Our rich family, our father's family were rich, so our father left a lot of money. The important people in Nigeria, so the father's family took care of the daughter. So so when my mother died, I reached out to that daughter to see if she can help me, because she has people here in America also that are related to her husband. And she told me no, she can't help me. I know, but she knows nobody can help me. And she gave me the cold shoulder. During the COVID, I was calling her, my mother's daughters, I was calling them also. They told me they don't have money, they have zero money. She's like, they wanted me to die of COVID. I was on the street, they shut down the city. I was on the street, black Americans would come and punch. I told them black Americans are punching me on the street. They would spit on me. Because this, I recall them, it was part of like a black American mob of police and everything. And he used to mock my mother. And he used to mock me because after Erigana got killed, the police were attacking me everywhere. If I tried to use the bathroom at the Brooklyn Court Street station, the police would come there and tell me to get out of the bathroom. So I would go in front of the Eric Adams' office, who was the borough president. I said, please, I need help. The police are attacking me. My friend Eric Adams has been killed. And I think this Eric Adams could hear me in his office and he wouldn't help me. Then it went and told the press. So back then, I used to say in front of his office, while he was borough president, I used to say, in Iowa, immigrants are being given driver's license, undocumented immigrants. I say in Ohio, when Nigerian just became mayor there also. I say, please, New York, you need to respect immigrants and treat us better. The police is mobbing me everywhere. My friend Ghana is killed. I have evidence, but nobody wants me to testify in court. If I used to call the Ghana's lawyer while the case was going on, he would hang up the phone on me. I soon paid money to the Ghana family, and I was shut out of everything. And the Ghana killer walked free. So I was left on the street. I suffered through everything. So I used to go in front of because the Eric Adam is close to the Ghana family. So I used to go in front of his office to shout, when the police are harassing me. And I was hoping they would come out of the office to help me. I said in Ohio, when Nigeria became mayor there, I said in Iowa, immigrants, undocumented immigrants are being given driver's licenses. I said, please, New York needs to embrace immigrants and stop terrorizing us. Then Eric Adam went and told the press, you go back to Ohio, you go back to Iowa. New York is for real New Yorkers. And then in some of the bathrooms I used to, so when they don't let me use the bathroom near Eric Adams' office, because it was part of it was the former police officers, and his police would surround the bathroom and kick me out. So I started going to 14th Street to use the bathroom near the atrium. And they put there, die soon poser, a graffiti. So people sometimes make fun of my accent, that I try to speak with a fake American accent and stuff. I've been living in New York for 24 years. So, I said, die soon poser. So I guess that was what this Eric Adam was referring to, that New York is for real New Yorkers. So it's like I'm a fake New Yorker. And I've been reaching out to helping black Americans that were removed from their homes by the police, putting them in hotel rooms, because the Legal Aid Society sued the city of New York. That anytime the police remove somebody without a court order, it's called a vacate, that you have to put them in a hotel. And the courts, ordered the city of New York to be doing that. But I've been reaching out to Eric Adam on social media. It tells people, he goes on black radio station telling them if any black American needs help or anybody needs help, they should contact him. But I'm saying it's only helping black Americans. When I contact him on social media that I'm a Nigerian, I was vacated, I need a hotel room, he doesn't respond back to me. So he's leaving me on the street. And he also issued a cold chilling statement that anytime a child gets killed, you always wonder which child is going to get killed next. They killed a Caribbean kid in Brooklyn, and he went to the funeral. I said it's always worried anytime a child gets killed in Brooklyn, New York City, whose child is going to get killed as. And it will be taunting that is the new Esther. My mother's name is Esther. They say once the police will be putting homeless in psych ward, use force. So it's been setting me up to get killed on the street because Africans sold black Americans to slavery. So some black Americans try to abuse Africans any chance they get. So please, world, this is like a genocide. And the federalists are covering up. My mother wrote a letter to the U.S. Justice Department. As soon as the police attacked us, took her home, the U.S. Justice Department declined the case. Eric Garner said it was going to help us. He doesn't care what the U.S. Justice Department. He said he doesn't care what the U.S. Justice Department says. He said you deserve justice with your mother. The police when I killed him days later, I was requiring Eric Garner. The U.S. Justice Department declined Eric Garner's case. So this is crazy, y'all. So what they do is to feign mental illness on you, like the British king that feigned mental illness on his wife Flora. My mother's daughter's name is Flora. So, he feigned mental illness on his wife Flora because she cheated with one of his guards, and they put her in psych ward, lobotomy. They subject her to lobotomy. They were putting electricity in her brain. So they always threaten me with taser. Even Eric Adam, he does a radio show on WBLS once a month. And on his radio show, they will be playing the prompt, zism, like a taser, zism, and the police will be surrounding me everywhere like they want to taser me. And some black Americans have a stick. In Washington Market Park, anytime I try to use the bathroom there, they'll bring a stick. Tell me, get out of the bathroom. They'll be threatening me with a stick. They want to lynch me. They say gays are being lynched as faggots in England. Beat us with a stick. So they be like, I being a gay transsexual African, I deserve the stick. I deserve the taser. So there's a black American mob beating me up. They use their power to not let me use the bathroom. Some of them walk in the park, in the parks. They steal my stains from my bag. Yesterday, I bought water in Brooklyn when an African mob tried to beat me up. Also, they said me I couldn't do my tax return in Brooklyn, and I went and bought water at the store. I was so thirsty, so I tried to and somebody stole that water from my bag. So I'm being robbed because of some black Americans say Africans sold them as slave, their ancestors as slave, and they want to, I guess, rob Africans like me as payback. And this Eric Adam is keeping me on the street so I can be reached by the black Americans that are punching me. And the feds, even though they said this Eric Adam has been investigated for collecting money from Turkey and approving the Turkish embassy building as a rental property where people were moving in, even though it was like a fire hazard. The feds refused to arrest him. Even the Attorney General, Lolita James, when my mother was alive, before I got I reached out to Lolita James. She was the public advocate. She was helping black Americans against slum laws that were throwing them out on the street. And the court warned her that she can't sue private entities. She can only sue New York City agencies like police. So I reached out to her that the police removed me and my mother from my home, and I need her to help us, and she declined the case. She was going against court order to only help black Americans sue private landlords. But she was supposed to help me and my mother sue the police. So because of that, me and my mother couldn't get help. Our daughters ended up killing her. So it's all big cover up, and I've been reaching out to her also. She won't help me. So it's all, and even the governor Oko says she wants the police to be removing homeless into psych ward. So it's a big gang of threatening me as a black foreigner. My mother's been killed. My friend Erica has been killed. FIFA don't bring people here. It's not safe. They don't let you use the bathroom. The number one thing is they don't let you use all the migrants. They're using the bathroom on the street. They say Eric Adam wouldn't let them go into shelter. You change the law. The lawyer says everybody's entitled to shelter. He said Eric Adam made a statement that it was okay with the Spanish migrants coming in, but now the Africans are coming in also. He says too much, they can't handle it. He said all these immigrants are going to they're going to destroy New York. And he made a statement that it was okay with helping the Spanish people that were coming earlier as migrants. He would go and receive them, put them in hotel. He said I don't know why if he has a special preference for Spanish people, which is fine. But I said, when he said he became really irritated when the Africans started coming in also. So it's very xenophobic. And he said this Governor Oko was xenophobic also when she was the head of the DMV in the 1990s. The New York legislature approved driver's license for undocumented people, immigrants. And this Governor Oko wouldn't order the DMV, she was the head of the DMV, Department of Motor Vehicle, to defy the law and not issue driver's license to undocumented. So she didn't get arrested because she's a white female. Now she's she said she's no longer as xenophobic, but she's now back in her old ways. Even as a matter of fact, she put the National Guard at the World Trade Center where I normally use the bathroom, and they'll be coming in there with their weapons, and they were just creating an intimidating presence. New York wasn't under any terror threat because they have a code, orange code, and everything. There was no terror threat, but some in the past 2-3 years, she put National Guard as soon as she became governor, she put the National Guard in the World Trade Center. And the National Guard would be coming into the bathroom with me with their weapons and stuff. And then some black American gangs will be attacking me in the bathroom. Sometimes they will try to kick the door open and pull me out of the bathroom as I'm using the bathroom. I use the women's bathroom. See, you're not a real female. There's some black American female gang. And I'll be getting mugged by this Damon Lillard, the black American basketball player, is saying thunder leg. It's because I was beat up by some black Americans. They were using their leg to kick me. And soon after this, Damon Lillard, I don't know if he's a black American supremacist that hates Africans or whatever his problem is, appeared to be mocking that fact. Said thunder legs. He was congratulating a female basketball player, said thunder leg. So I don't know if they're forming a thunder leg team to kick Africans out of America. And I'll get threatened by black Americans and Africans. You're going to be deported. You're going to be deported. So I believe that's why they're using their legs to kick me. They have a black American female gang. My mother said her daughter was born here in New York City. It's also part of a gang. So it's a black American elite gang. They believe they can kick a foreigner out of America and still, because I have a lot of lawsuit money, I could potentially win. So I don't know if they plan to kill me abroad and then get the money. Because when you're killed, your next of kin, your relative, can sue for the money. Because immigration arrested me wrongfully in 2000. Even though my mother had a green card, I came here as a child with my mother, and they said children are not allowed in America. I had a green card stamp in my passport, and put me in immigration prison in July 2000. And usually, the law says if you have a green card, the immigration can't arrest your child, but they arrested me. Even one of the immigration agent that became a lawyer, I spoke with them, said they weren't supposed to do that. Said they already told them they can't arrest the child if the mother has a green card. They're supposed to give me a special status, parole status. And they arrested me, put me in immigration prison. I spent many months there. And the case dragged on for 8 years. So now the green card I got in 2008, my mother's daughter stole it from me, so I'm back to square one. Even though I have a green card status, but I don't have a way to prove it. So I can't get any government services. I can't get no job. I used to work as a home aide. As you can see as I'm talking, the one video is still not uploading. It's 2 hours now. Microsoft, what is going on? I have good internet connection. It's not my internet connection is the problem. I have good internet connection. I could prove it. My internet connection is good. So I'll go on the Nigerian website. Let me just go on any website. It doesn't have to be a Nigerian website. See? I have good internet connection. See, this is Yahoo. I could, let me read about, assassination. See? I have good internet connection. So what is going on, Microsoft? Why are you blocking me from uploading video? I have so much videos. They've been attacking me the past 48 hours or 3-4 days now. And for 3 hours, since 3 a.m., I've been trying to upload this one video for many days also. So I have more videos than this. This is jammed up. They're jamming me up. Their social media, Google Drive, all the credit debit cards, Visa debit cards I'm trying to use to pay. They'll tell me decline. So I can't use my Google account anymore to save videos. So the Microsoft is offering a free trial, 1 month, 1 trillion gigabytes. Now they're jamming me up also. So it's like they want to lynch me and claim no evidence, like Eric Garner, claim no evidence and dismiss the case. So this is brutal. This is supporting terror. FIFA, please send this message to FIFA. America is about to lynch black African like me. My mother is dead. They're covering up for the killers. Please send this message to FIFA. Please what? And please FIFA, if you're able to get this message, please help me. Whether I'm locked up in the psych ward, I'm a whistleblower for you because you don't have your foot on the ground. You know, the way they treat you elite is different from the way they treat us the commoners. You know, because you prefer, you come, you shake their hands, they treat you good. You don't know if they're saying fucking foreigner to you underneath their lips. They don't treat us foreigners good. So FIFA, you don't support violence. As I'm talking about that they can't host the work, I've been sending people to tell you FIFA for the past 2 years now. They're getting people to punch me on the street. Because I've been so afraid to contact you FIFA directly. But that's going to change. I'm going to contact you directly now. You know, I've been telling people on the street, on the train station to contact you FIFA. So they've been sending the people to punch me for no reason. And the police also would throw me out of the train station saying I have luggage. They don't allow luggage in America anymore. You know, it's all a lie. They allow Europeans to come in with the luggage. They don't let me use the bathroom. That's one of the things. A lot of the immigrants like me, they say the homeless Africans are defecating on the street. I always go into the bathroom. Even though they harass me, I record them. So I'm trying to upload a video. You know, and they don't let me upload a video. So Microsoft is joining in, Google Drive is joining in to create a Guantanamo Bay torture in America where you can't communicate to the outside world. They want to create, like the Chinese government would sometimes suppress their dissidents by cutting off the internet. This is what they're creating in America. You know, and this is very serious. As I'm now, they're punishing me since I've been saying there may be security threat to foreigners. I'm being hired as a Black American gang attacking Africans with the police waving them on. A white guy, his store got destroyed as I was getting beat up by a Black American female gang. They were kicking me. They want to kick me out of America. And I ran across the street. They followed me. They were high school students. Cars almost hit all of us. So they are hiring kids, which is child endangerment. And this white guy protected me in the store. Told me to hide in the store. They called 911. They damaged the store also. And when the police came, they were winking and said, "Wants a police report." The police were winking at them, said, "No police report." They were mumbling underneath the breath. I said, "No, please, police, we need the police report." They told me, "No, we're not giving you nothing." And they told the Black American gang they had the metal pipe in their hand to go home and told me to leave us, so get out of here before we arrest you. You know, I was like, what? I just got beat up. I almost got killed. So they're lynching Africans or attempted lynching. FIFA don't bring the World Cup here. And they're blocking it. So you FIFA, you don't come to the street. You don't mix with the locals, with the commoners. They say a lot of the Africans have to defecate on the street. They don't let us use the bathroom. One of these are Black American mayor. And their federal agents are not arresting him. Even though they said, I don't know why they're delaying his arrest. They want him to remain there. He must be doing a job terrorizing me, a good job. So it's like they want me dead, you know, because a Nigerian church, my mother used to go to synagogue church. As soon as the kid had gone, a Russian military plane, they saw an American plane leave a German airbase during Obama. You know, during Obama, they said they saw a Russian military plane, they saw an American plane go from a German airbase, go to Nigeria. And the Russians were surprised, like, why is America sending a warplane to Nigeria? And the Nigerian church pastor, late Pastor Jimmy Joshua, said he saw his surveillance camera put on YouTube. Says they saw the plane on top of his church for a long time. And the section where the white South Africans and Africans were on the church, they said that section of the church crashed down, killing many white South Africans. But there were also white Americans in another part of the church, that section of the church, they didn't bomb them. So it's like they were waiting on top of the church, allegedly, to find out where the white Americans were and where the Africans were, and where the white Africans were where they bombed. You know, I know, but they said no white American died, only white Africans died, white South Africans died. You know, this was in 2004. As soon as they killed my friend Eric Garner, I've reached out to the South African embassy, they're not helping me either. I reached out to the Nigerian embassy, they're not helping me either. It's like they're all afraid of the American government. Even though the South African government is suing Israel, but it's like they don't care about their own citizens. So it's weird. It's like they're afraid of America. They don't want to take the American government to court. You know, and I don't think the Russian army is lying, because as soon as the incident happened, they put it on YouTube. You know, released the video. So please, FIFA, investigate this. Severe human abuses is going on, so it's not safe. You know, whereby they can, you know, hack or your phones, tell the street gangs to hack your phone, put you on unlawful surveillance, use all kinds of cameras to watch you. So they put me on surveillance. Even An American CIA agent, Snowden, fled America, went to Russia to apply for asylum. Said with the putting foreigners on extra surveillance. So as part of their surveillance swarming to just intimidate me, their governor Oko, who's very xenophobic, she puts U.S. soldiers, National Guard. She controls the National Guard. They are part of the U.S. military state governor's control. So she put them at the World Trade Center. Anytime I want to use the bathroom, they'll come into the bathroom. To just create an intimidating presence, and black American gangs will be kicking the door trying to pull me out of the bathroom. So you're not a real female. But New York law says they can't discriminate. Whether you're transsexual or born as a female, you can use the women's bathroom. So this governor could left the soldiers there, brought them there. Even though there's no security threat, they have security guards, civilian security guard, and police monitoring the place. But she brought soldiers there, and they were just harassing me, intimidating me. Then there was a snowfall last year. They needed those soldiers in Buffalo to help because the snowfall in Buffalo is always worse than New York City. But she left those soldiers here in New York City, and they said a black American nurse got trapped in the snow. She was leaving work and was driving, and she got stuck in a snowstorm. So she called the emergency number 911, requesting help, and I told her to wait for help. And they couldn't find any soldier near in Buffalo to save her life. She died, and like 40 people died. And this governor is trying to keep it quiet. And the family said they don't understand why, because only soldiers can save people in that condition. Even the local police don't know how to save people because they need a helicopter to airdrop the soldiers. As the police don't helicopter rescue like that, they don't know how to do it. They say the police don't know how to do it, only the soldiers could do it. And the governor left the soldiers here in the World Trade Center where they always bother me. And also the Me Too. Their lawyer always helps people with sexual harassment cases. So when the police kicked me out of my home in 2010, they sexually harassed me. So Eric Garner was going to help me with that case. They went and killed Eric Garner, the police. So I reached out to the Me Too lawyer, Gloria Allred. I said, could she help me? And she said no, because she doesn't want to go against the police, because she needs them to arrest R. Kelly and Weinstein and make money for her clients. I said, she goes against the police, they may not arrest R. Kelly and Weinstein. So it's like she was bribing the police. It's against American law. You can't bribe the police. So she was covering up their attack on me so they can arrest someone else and make money for her client. So she declined to help me. So I was telling people on the train to help me get Gloria already arrested. Soon the train said they are concerned about the mental health of passengers and they want to get 50 passengers put in psych ward. Even though they have no psychiatrists working in the train, they hire, so they told the train drivers to be reporting anybody that looks crazy. So anytime I talk to people that my mother was killed and the police is not helping me, I reach out to the police, they're not helping me. I arrest the daughters. My friend Ghana was killed, I reach out to the police, they're not helping me. So I was telling the everyday Americans on the train. So the train workers told me, we're going to get you arrested. You're a nuisance. And in 2019, they had the police around me, put their nail on my neck, I went and dropped in the psych ward. Stole my green card and everything. I contacted the Nigerian embassy from the psych ward. I contacted the lawyers. So the case was sent to the court in Brooklyn. On the date of my court hearing, I was supposed to be, the psychiatric hospital, NYU, was supposed to bring me to the court. They instead drove me to another place and dumped me on the street and did a big FU to the court. So they were calling my name in court. I couldn't appear. They were wondering where I was. So I was I was begging people for money to get back to where the court, to Brooklyn, where the court was. By the time people gave me money, I got back to Brooklyn. It was like 4 p.m. was already late. The court was already closed for the day. And that is obstruction of justice. So they did that. Once I put me in the psych ward, so that because they know I had evidence against this American lawyer, Gloria Allred. I recorded her telling me she can't help me because, she wants R. Kelly arrested and Weinstein arrested, and if she takes the police to court for sexually abusing me also, the police won't help her anymore, won't arrest R. Kelly. I said she needs to make money for a client. I said she's so sorry. So I recorded her. The police arrested me, stole the tape from me, put me in chokehold, was trying to kill me. They were killing witnesses, they're killing victims. I went and dropped in the psych ward. True story. Please, you can contact the Nigerian embassy, contact the NYU Psychiatric Hospital in 2019. I was brought there, and the hospital wouldn't help me. I told them, please, I'm a victim of police brutality. My mother's been killed. My friend has been killed. They said, we don't believe you either. I said, we're going to keep you here. We're going to be medicated. And they were medicating me. But I was calling lawyers. Contacted the Daily News. The Daily News said they would come and see me. But they said they don't want to come to the hospital. They want to see me in court. You know, they contacted New York Times also. So they were all waiting for me at the courts, including the Nigerian embassy. So at the hospital, they were afraid to bring me in court because they know the newspapers were waiting and they were going to catch them lying on me because the courts would have ordered their own doctor to interview me. And would have said I wasn't crazy. They were just lying on me. So the hospital was scared. So they did a big FU to the hospital, to the courts. They didn't bring me to court. They went and dumped me to the court was in Brooklyn. The NYU hospital was located in Brooklyn. It was the Brooklyn branch. They went and dropped me in my hand. To leave me stranded, I didn't have money or anything. So I was asking people for money. And before I got enough money to get on the train, the court was already closed in Brooklyn. By the time I got back to Brooklyn, it was like 4 p.m. The court was already closed. Everything was over. You know, so they're just attacking me as an African, brutalizing me like I'm a Guantanamo prisoner. They say a lot of British citizens and Canadians were arrested with Arabs and they were all tortured allegedly, and nobody got justice. So the Americans can torture foreigners and get away with it. So it's not safe. I know America also started World Cup in 1994, but it's not the same America. After 9/11, they are torturing foreigners. So you from me think, well, they all started in 2000, in 1994, and no foreigner died or whatever. Now it's a different America, 9/11. They are torturing foreigners, and nobody can hold them accountable. Their federalists are backing up their torturers. They torture my friend Grant to death, choke him to death. When they choked me, that's when I knew. You know, you won't be able to breathe. You won't be able to breathe. It's the worst feeling in the world. And you feel like your light's going out, like you're leaving the world. Please watch my video on Twitter, FIFA, you know. So please, you will see my video online, FIFA, on Twitter. You know, on my YouTube also, you can watch the video there. So this is terrorism, and they're supporting terrorist types. The guy that choked Eric Garner needs to be arrested for terrorism. It has no statute of limitation. And the people that put their nail on my neck, the police officer needs to be arrested for terrorism also. But America is supporting them. Let them walk free. Okay, so FIFA is not safe to also work. You can see, it's since 3 a.m. This one video, you can see the blue light. The video is not uploading to my Google Drive. I have good internet. I just showed you I have good internet. Let me show you again, FIFA. I have good internet. You know, let me open another link on my Yahoo. You know, I have good internet. Let me open another link. I have good internet. So they say they do it in prisons also. They call it blackouts. They say they'll turn the camera off, turn the lights out, and beat the prisoner to death. They say there's some of the law enforcement watching the prisoners. They'll tell prison gangs to beat up anybody that makes a report against the police. Allegedly. So they're killing a lot of black people in New York City prisons. So in New York City should know the World Cup. Until this Eric Adam faces criminal prosecution. My mother's killers face criminal prosecution. Eric Garner killer faces criminal prosecution. So please, FIFA, don't turn a blind eye. You said no violence is allowed in soccer, in football. Don't make an exception for the Americans. Please. All I have is a green card. I'm so afraid to contact you directly because my immigration status is in jeopardy. They hire some Nigerians to be following me around, and I'm getting beat up in the community. Everybody say you're going to get deported. Somebody will say your mother. You know. So they hire some Nigerians to be following me around. I can't use the bathroom everywhere. They don't let me use the bathroom. So since some Africans are using the bathroom on the street, I try to go to use the bathroom. But my life is not safe. I could be killed. I could lock me in the psych ward. They want to give me the British King treatment for his wife, Flora. My mother's daughter's name is Flora. So they are so happy that one of the daughters that killed my mother, the name is Flora. So this Flora was a wife of a British king, and she cheated with one of the guards protect the king in England. In medieval era England, said the king's order locked up. The king talked with his advisors. What is the worst punishment? And they came up, I believe, allegedly, I don't know the full story, but I believe as a king, he met with the advisors that what's the worst punishment you can give this woman? I said, call her crazy, even though she's sane. cause they call this Flora crazy and have lobotomy applied on her. I believe lobotomy is when they electric shock your brain. So this is what they're trying to do. They say they do it in American prison also. If a prisoner is always reporting police or the law enforcement, they could declare them crazy and have them beat up to death. Say they're crazy, put them medication, and because in America, once you have the right to kill a crazy person. So this is what they're trying to do too. I'm not crazy. Even I regard it when I spoke with them, say you speak good English. It's a black American time I speak good English. It rarely occurs. Normally they make fun of Africans that our accent is some not every black American. But I regard told me I speak very good English. He said, don't worry that no lawyer will help you. Say I will help you. He said, just tell you to court everything you told me. Say you speak very good English. He said, I said, I'll go with you to court and I'll back up your story that the police are brutalizing blacks in Staten Island. Before I could go with me, days later, they killed them. I regarded while he was telling me this. They wouldn't let me play the recording court. So, so FIFA don't bring America's not the same since 9/11. They are torturing, they're telling black Americans to torture Africans and get away with it. It's a torture zone. So please don't bring the World Cup here. I risk losing my immigration, and what they wanted to do to lock me up in the psych ward, and I applied the injection, ketamine. They killed a Canadian actor, Matthew Perry. He used to star in a worldwide popular American show called Friends. They said somebody gave him the ketamine, and he had a heart attack. So they're killing people with ketamine. The hospital does their preferred drug. They'll say the police say you're making trouble, and they reject you. They wanted to give me that ketamine. They said, we need you to stop calling people on the phone, telling them you want justice, that the police brought you here. They said, we're going to give you the injection soon. That was the ketamine they threatened me with. I was so lucky to make it alive. I'm so blessed to make it alive. In 2019, they threatened me with a ketamine injection. They said that injection, they will overdose you on it. They would overdose a black American in Denver. Gave him the ketamine, and Denver said they're not going to prosecute the police officer. That was an accidental overdose. So I was reaching out to people in the train station, said, please call Denver. Some of this is not accidental overdose. They're killing the people with the ketamine. They're threatening me with the ketamine also. I think they have it on reserve. And they're telling black Americans to be punching me. And when I call the police, they tell me, we don't believe it. You're still alive. They were punching you, you'll be dead on the floors. And the police said, we're going to lock you up in the psych ward for calling us and just lying. So he says, you're crazy. So they have the ketamine on reserve to silence me forever. They said that ketamine, when they inject you with it, you'll die of a heart attack, and they'll claim it's accidental overdose. So FIFA, please, the Americans have gone berserk. They're torturing foreigners. And the worst part is, they don't even know who sponsored the 9/11 attack. The American government is paying people to keep silent. The families of the victims that got that, they say they paid them money in compensation fund and told them they can't inquire who sponsored 9/11. So everything is just so weird, but we foreigners are paying the price. I had my case in immigration court during 9/11 and they denied it immediately. Even though the immigration agent told me that they told them that, once a mother brings a child there and the mother has a green card, I was under 21. Under American federal law, I'm considered a child until 21. I was under 21 when my mother brought me here. Even the immigration agent that turned to be a lawyer called them on the phone. He said they already told them while he was working as an immigration agent that if a mother has a green card and she arrives here with a child, they should give the child a special status called parolee, and they should never arrest the child. And that status will enable you work and, get, and you can wait here and get your own green card and tell the mother to file for a green card for you. But and they were going to help me sort it out. But after 9/11, they ordered me deported. And I was trying to file an appeal for 8 years. My appeal wouldn't go through. I had to wait for 8 years to finally get my green card. I couldn't go to school because I couldn't afford school. The school would throw me out of school. I would get 4.0 GPA because I finished high school at 15. Every country my mother took me to. The teachers there would follow me home. Say, this kid is exceptionally brilliant. And my mother would tell them she wants to take me to America because she graduated from American college. Said, so she always told people that she was going to take me to America, and I said they shouldn't worry. I said, don't let this child's life be wasted. I said, this kid is so brilliant. When this kid talks in class, it's like an adult. It's such an old soul. So it always talks politics and stuff. I say, every country my mother took me to, they always like, this kid, we're so happy to have this kid. It's so different, it's so brilliant. So I finished high school at 15, but now I'm 43, homeless on the street in America. When my mother used to see me, she used to cry that they hate the xenophobia. Look what I had taught the child from a brilliant kid to homeless on the street, and their mayor is blocking me. I have a green card, wouldn't let me get. It's putting Black Americans in hotel rooms that are put out of their home by the police like me, and wouldn't help me. It's like allowing the Black Americans to be able to punch me and beat me like a nobody African. So FIFA, please save the Africans horror, because they will all troop here to support their teams, and they will have the Black American gangs and every gang robbing them, stealing their passport and everything. Another African that used to be homeless on the street, they stole his passport and green card also. They're stealing our stuff on the street. They stole all my stuff. They almost got a black mob almost to mob me when I tried to do my tax return because the IRS owed me money. The IRS also banned me. They said I can't submit my paperwork for payment for the stimulus check online. I have to submit it through paperwork. And then I think the police department informed a lot of the tax preparers I used to go to not help me process anything, to keep my money chained up. Because normally you can apply to the IRS, is the Internal Revenue Service. They owe me money since 2020, thousands of dollars, and they refuse to pay to me. They just give me the dance around. Say they no longer take applications online, and they take applications online for everything else. They say I have to mail the paperwork in. So the library don't let me come to the library. They tell me no luggage is allowed in America. And they ban me from everywhere. They're just banning me, so I can't print out my tax form to mail it to the IRS. Since 2020, I've been trying to print a tax form. So they don't welcome immigrants, Africans here. They won't be able to go use the internet or whatever. They'll be shut out, especially if some of these Africans are civil rights activists. The immigration will research a background and they will tell the police to watch them, that they're activists or whatever, and they're going to make they're going to brutalize them, because a lot of Africans are marching against Israel, which is a U.S. ally. So they can set up as Africans, and they wouldn't know where they work, get their phones stolen and stuff, and the U.S. government won't prosecute whoever steals their phone or whatever. They'll kill him, no evidence. So they're covering up for killers. My mother's daughters that are born here in America killed my mother. I have all the evidence. They decline to prosecute them. They'll claim it's an accident. Everything that happens to Africa is an accident. Every gun accident. We're tired of the BS, America. We're tired of all this accident. Stop it. Your accident's not going to work. It's not going to work anymore. So they want to put me in the psych ward. They tried to hit me with a ketamine in 2019 in psych ward. But I called the Daily News and everybody before they could eject me with it. So they were afraid, because the Daily News is a newspaper in New York. They try to defend immigrant rights. So, but the Daily News didn't help me anymore. It's like they're just waiting for me to be killed or whatever. Because that always sells newspapers. Then now they can bring out all the evidence. Then people will be buying it. So it's like they're just setting me up like an animal. It's called news sensationalism, where journalists like a story to get worse before they report it. So they all have the evidence, and if they feel it suits their interest, that's when they want to bring out the evidence. But it's like some of them just want me to be wasted away, so it become a big story. So it's like I'm a sacrifice. The Daily News, they're always interested in immigrant rights, and they promised to help me, and they didn't follow up with me. So it's like, they want to make it a bigger story before I could be dead in the grave then. Because they put me on reserve for ketamine injection, and they claim it's accidental, and the U.S. government won't prosecute them. They almost injected me with the ketamine. They were force feeding me and said, take your psych med, otherwise the injection is coming next. So I said, no, rejection, give me on the tablet. I wasn't crazy. I said, take your medication. To us, we call you crazy. You're a foreigner, to us, you're crazy. I said, you have no right to tell your police to arrest me on the street for telling, because I used to tell people to help me call the police department and tell them my mother was killed by daughters, my friend Gordon was killed. you know, and I need justice. I was just trying to get justice, and they set me up. Came and knocked me down, put their knee. I said, take me to your criminal court. If you feel I'm such a nuisance, they said, no, no criminal charges. We have you on reserve for psych ward. And they brought the injection out. So you take your tablet, we're declaring you crazy. We're not taking you to no criminal court. We're going to handle it with injection. So don't get people killed, FIFA. America's not the same since 9/11. They're torturing foreigners. British citizens said they were tortured when they were arrested for 9/11. Canadians, and none of them gets justice. So please, let me go back to the Microsoft, you know. Still, since 3 a.m., it's now almost 5 a.m. 2 hours, one video, one upload. For days now, I have a lot of videos. So the believe they can just give me the ketamine injection and all my videos, all my phones, steal it from me in the psych ward. Say everything is accidental overdose, accidentally destroyed all my phone and evidence, no proof anywhere. So this is what they hope to do. It's called gaslighting. So and they refuse to prosecute the killers. The Arizona killer, the claims accident. My mother's daughters, I'm sure they claims accident. You know, that they didn't mean to hurt her. They just want her in the psych ward for her own safety. And my mother was saying, her daughters came into the hospital. She was recovering from the poison food they gave her. They gave her a heart attack. And she was about to be discharged. They told the hospital to lock her up in the psych ward. Because I put in the court papers, my mother said they were reviewing all my court papers online, that when the police threatened me, my mother to put us in psych ward, because when they were kicking us out of our home without the court papers, we said we're not going to leave. And they said if we don't leave, they're going to lock us in the psych ward or lock us up in the prison. So my mother started having heart attack symptoms. So I put in there that when they threatened to lock us up in the psych ward or in the prison, I said that caused my mother to panic because she's an old woman that has high blood pressure. So I also said my daughter was reading everything, and they were very jealous. I was going to get a lot of money from me and my mother. So they wanted to kill her and make it look like the stress from the police evicting us killed her in the hospital, and so they'll get the money for themselves. So they are born in America. My mother said they move with bad gangs. They even beat up the white family my mother placed with. When my mother returned to Nigeria with them, they said they don't like Nigeria. So my mother got a white family in Pennsylvania to take care of them. And within a few months, they got to America, they beat up the white family, broke the bone. So they had to arrest the daughters and put them in foster care. So they've been out of control since childhood. So now they say they're not teaming up with a black American gang, and it's like an elite gang, like a millionaire gang. Sometimes this black American gang, they drive expensive cars to try to run me over on the street. And they'll be kicking me with their leg, like they want to kick me out of America. And some Nigerians also are joining in. They follow me around also, say your mother. So they hire some Nigerians also. I don't know who they work for. Some of them, they just follow me around everywhere. And people are telling me you're going to be deported soon, watch out. So I can't get no justice. So they're doing this jungle justice on the street. And also there's a child trafficking ring. A guy took me home. They lock up all the bathrooms in 2020. They said due to the COVID, they're locking up all the public bathrooms. I believe they did that on purpose on the train to make me defecate in my pants. So then a guy came on the train station near the Yankee Stadium, number 4 line bronze. He told me I could come to his house to use the bathroom. I'm like, oh my goodness, you're like a miracle from God. I needed to use the bathroom. They lock up all the bathrooms in 2020 in the train station. They were just doing that to make me defecate in my pants. I said, they set me up with this guy. He was a black male, and he told me I could come to his house to use the bathroom, no problem. When I got into his house, he told me we wanted to get married right away. I'm saying, I'm sorry, I'm not into marriage scam, because I know I'm worth some money, because, I'm trying to sue the police for taking me out of my home unlawfully, for immigration also, for putting me in prison, even though their procedure says if a mother has a green card and the child is under 21, the child can be arrested. They should give the child a special visa, a special parolee status, and tell the mother to process the green card. So I was trying to sue the immigration also. So I'm worth a lot of money. I say if you're killed by your spouse, like O.J. Simpson killed the spouse, the police will just say, it's hard to prove. They'll claim accidental killing. Then your spouse will take all the money. So so they've been trying to lure me into some fake marriage. So when people try to take me home, say they like me or whatever, to have sex with me, I say, no, I'm good. I don't trust people like that. I like to be by myself. I don't want to have sex with anybody. So they saw, people wanted to take me home to have sex with. I was declining them. So they lock up all the public bathrooms that I normally use to force me into sex trafficking, to trafficking me as a prostitute. So in 2020, they lock up all the bathrooms I could use. They said, due to COVID, they lock up all the bathrooms in the train station. So I was about to defecate in my pants. I'm sorry for the vulgar language. So this guy is a black guy, shows up in the Bronx. The police will let me use the bathroom also. I appealed to the police in the train station. They call it the Yankee Stadium stop 161. So the bathroom for the customers, they locked it up. So I went to the police station inside that stadium, inside that train station. I said, can I please use your bathroom? He said, no. I was like, your police station? I said, nope, you can't use our bathroom either. So then this guy shows up so I can come to his house. As soon as I got into his house, he told me he wants to get married right away. I told him no. Then he raped me, held me hostage, and he told me I can't leave because he has a gun. So if I leave, he said, when he goes out, because he always likes to go smoke drugs. He tells me if I leave, that means I stole his property. If I leave behind his back, that means I stole his property. I said he was going to kill me with his gun. So I was afraid, that I was going to kill me. So I was held hostage. He would rape me every day. Then, as part of the rape, I told him I didn't want to, I was refusing to be raped. Then he beat me up and then threw me out. I called the police because back then also they said, nobody can throw you out on the street because the courts were closed. So they said anybody, landlords can't throw you out on the street. There was an eviction freeze. So I told the police that they need to arrest him and let me stay in the house because they saw the blood in my head. But the police said, no, I have to go. That, they're not going to comply with any law. I said, the law says, you can't throw anybody out because they banned eviction in 2020 because the courts were closed and they didn't want landlords throwing people out on the street by themselves. So they banned anybody from evicting anybody. But the police can still arrest you if you're fighting. So I told them he was beating me up. They saw my head was bloody, but he said, no, it's me that he said he doesn't want me anymore. That's what he told them. So that's why, they said I have to go. So he lied. He was raping me. He said he wanted to get married. And I refused the sex advances. I refused to be raped anymore. That's why he began beating me up. And the police kicked me out. So I was on the street and the black American guys started punching me every night. One of them brought out his penis, was pinned on top of me. In Flatbush, that area is called Lincoln Road and Flatbush Avenue. I was sitting in front of the UPS store. The camera was watching. So I called 911 right away. I said, black American guy brought out his penis, was pinned on top of me. I'm an African, they treat me like an animal. And the 911, FIFA, you can trace in 2020. Ask them for my 911 phone call. They have to keep it for 10 years. And the police can say, we're not helping you. I said, the police camera recorded it. That is sexual abuse. Nobody has the right to pee on top of you. So I called the Attorney General. She didn't help my mother. So my mother got killed. So I called her, can you help me? That black Americans are sexually abusing me. She didn't help me either. And she said that to Lilita James. She's a black American also. So between the mayor and the Attorney General, they are letting people abuse me and get away with it. Especially if the people are black American like that. So FIFA is not safe. They're going to abuse the hell out of Africans and they're not going to get justice. So I hope you see, since 3 a.m., one video won't upload. And there's more waiting in line. I just recorded this video yesterday, around 1:58 p.m. It says July 31, 2024. I have more videos in the past few days. Also of the police abusing me, black Americans trying to punch me, chasing me around, and none of the videos uploaded. So they reserve a ketamine injection to kill me in the psych ward. And also, when I was in the psych ward, a black American tried to beat me up. They would have people jumping me and stuff. They just send people to fight me. So they can either use the injection or beat me to death in the psych ward. So, and they're not helping me with justice or nothing. So FIFA, when you watch this video, please review New York City, the hosting rights for New York. Already Mexico is co-hosting, Canada is co-hosting. If those two places are safe, They're better off just hosting by themselves. Mexico and Canada. Thank you, FIFA, for complying with your rules. Just 1 hour when I've been recording and one video won't upload. It shows, my recorder shows I've been recording the video for 1 hour and 19 minutes. And, I've been waiting for the video to upload since 3 a.m. So they put the social media like Google Drive, Microsoft OneDrive. They won't let me save any video. So if I'm killed, they will just say all my videos and everything. They don't know where it is. There's no evidence of anybody abusing me. Accidental killing.